What's the Scene, people? This is Matthew, and this is another episode of What's the Scene. And today we have two special guests here representing Trini Point of View. We have Thimothy Ali.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Yes, quickest draw in the West. He does these rapid fire reviews.
Yep.
Up to this day, I don't know how you do it. How do you do it, man? How do you do it?
Well, as the quickest draw in the West, I want them why Denzel Washington and recruit me for Magnificent Seven.
I see what you did there. And joining me once again, we have the incomparable Sommerleigh Pollonais of MovieJunkie ForLife. And today we'll be talking about the 1998 release. Yes, this movie is 20 years old. Wow. God, I'm old. I have gray hair,
Time
my
flies.
chin here. Like, I just feeling so old just to see this. But yes, we'll be talking about 1998's Rush Hour, which was directed by a little known director called Brett Ratner. Yes.
Not our favorite anymore.
Yes. The guy who came in to do that X-Men movie that everyone loves.
My God.
The Last Stand. Yes, that highly memorable film that we all remember and
Best
quote up to this
movie
day.
ever.
And he did some other stuff, but
Yeah.
what did he do? See? All right, well, yes, he did
When
do
his
the...
name pops up, I tend to avoid a movie, so that's not a good sign.
When his name pops up, you resonate with the X-Men tree.
Yeah.
Like I just said, The Last Stand.
But before The Last Stand, he did start a fairly decent franchise here with Rush Hour. And basically, this is the first pairing up between the martial arts action legend extraordinaire Jackie Chan with the comedic timing of Chris Tucker, who was growing his own following with the releases of movies like Friday, which I absolutely love,
Yes.
Dead Presidents, which was from the Hughes brothers. I thought that was an underrated gem. I absolutely love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
There was Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown. He made a great appearance in that back in '97. And then the following movie here,
Another
which was Rush
underrated
Hour.
movie, by the way, Jackie Brown.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Chris Tucker, like, I didn't know him through the Def Comedy Jam stuff that he was doing before Friday.
What if Michael Jackson was a pimp? Should be him and Tito be riding around in a Cadillac and shit? Slow down, Tito. Slow down, Tito. Damn! Is that my hoe over there sitting on the curb? Let me out. Come here, girl. I said, come here, girl.
My first introduction to him was Friday,
Yeah,
and I
me
thought
too.
that he stood out the most in his
It's
delivery.
over the top style of comedy,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, a very unique style of
Yeah.
comedy.
Yes.
And then there's, of course, Jackie Chan. I mean, what more can we say about Jackie Chan? I mean, during the 70s, he started up in films like Charlottewood Men. He was also in Drunken Master, which is a classic
Yes.
in terms of martial arts films.
You're going to have any comments, people that type now, we're listing all the movies.
You know?
It's like, no, it's not
Yeah.
that, it's this.
Yeah, I know I haven't seen all of his movies because, yes, that man starred in many movies,
Mm-hmm.
right? But in the 80s, this was where he started to go into action, into the genre of action. So there was this movie that I think this was the first time he starred an American movie called The Protector. This was back in 1985, I think it was. And that was a flop, and he didn't really like how the process of making that film was. So he returned to Hong Kong, and then he made Police Story, which many people say is one of the greatest action movies
I
of
think
all
so.
time.
I remember it really
Yeah,
well.
I
I'm not
remember
the biggest Jackie Chan fan, but
Right.
if it's a couple movies I remember from him, it's Drunken Master and Kondo.
Operation Kondo.
Operation
Yeah,
Kondo
that was good.
and Police Story. And
Yeah.
those three always stand out to me.
And for a movie so far back and it stands out, that says a lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That's how I
has
feel.
good qualities.
Yes.
Yeah. Personally, I'm a Police Story Part 2 kind of fan. Basically, I felt like the story was a lot better told there, while the first one was just like, all right, let's just get Jackie in a bunch of hijinks where he has to jump, flip, and kick his way out of these situations.
Yes.
But yeah, just speaking about that, this is where we got to see the fact that, yeah, the man did most, if not all, of his own stunts, you know.
Right.
And there's always like this trend with his movies where you see like a blooper reel at the end, showing all the stunts that he did and how he got hurt and all that kind of stuff. And it's just amazing to see, especially with those Police Story films. But he wanted to branch out into the West now, So with '95, he succeeded basically with the release of Rumble in the Bronx, which was released from New Line Cinema as
Right.
well. I remember seeing it a couple of times already, but I was like, it was alright. It was alright. But it's a nice introduction to Americans of Jackie Chan as a skill,
I'm always proud to say, though, as Trinidadians, we have knowledge of these martial artists way before the American audiences,
Yes.
like Jet Li being a really good example you know, and Americans started going crazy for Jet Li, and we were like, oh, we know about Jet Li long
Yeah.
time, you know.
Like Americans got to see Jet Li with what, Lethal Weapon
Lethal
4,
Weapon 4,
back in
yes.
'97,
Yes.
right? And it's like, well,
And
yeah,
we
he's
like,
watching
yeah,
he's watching Jet Li movies for years. I
Jet
mean,
Li forever, you know,
Yeah.
because you know our local television would show us martial arts films on a weekly basis, so the culture was already there.
so when it came to Jackie Chan now, when Romilly Bronx came out, that was a big deal. And then we were just looking forward to the next big Jackie Chan movie. I think the next one after that was Mr. Nice Guy, which was alright. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to, but I remember that being the next big thing. And then, well, after that now was Rush Hour. So, you know, it was a big deal seeing him
Yes.
in an American movie starring
Mainstream.
alongside
Yeah.
Christopher
Hollywood.
It
Walken.
was, yeah.
Right. So before we get into the actual movie itself, we just have to talk about the franchise itself and how it, you know, how it grew basically. So yes, the first one was a smash hit. It was a huge success. We had the second one, which came out in 2001. Yes.
Yeah.
Which I'd admit, the first time I saw it in theaters, I had a blast with it. It was one of those movies where time really flew when you were having fun. I had a lot of fun
Yeah.
watching it, right? But some people did not like the movie at all. Some people felt it was just tired. It was just like, okay, well, Chris Tucker's just being way more annoying than he was in the first one. He was being too loud-mouthed.
Too
Like I
over the
remember
top.
that, too over the top. Like I remember the whole casino scene and how over the top he was. You know, this is for Nelson Mandela.
This one is for Mandela.
I was like, stop it, bro. Stop it,
Yeah.
right? But most importantly, Jackie Chan now, and with him having to rely on stuntmen to do his own stunts. Because like you come to a Jackie Chan movie to see him do
yes.
stunts, and
Yeah.
now, yes, we understand he's getting old and he's getting tired, but we kind of want to see him do his own shit. And then it's like, well, oh, you realize, oh, well, he kind of didn't, right? Cut to a few years later now, 2007, you know, we got Rush Hour 3. I remember when it came out, I was like, we really need one? We really need this in
Yeah.
2007? Maybe in 2004 or something like that. Maybe like
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
2005.
It
but
did feel like it
But that
took
was
too
Yeah.
long to
years.
happen.
That's
yeah.
it,
It's
yeah.
almost
Yeah.
a decade after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were like, nobody cares at this
Exactly,
point. Nobody
yeah.
cares.
Co-audience,
Yeah.
you've grown up.
Yeah.
10 years later, now you are 20 watching this movie. You have
I'm
a job
always-
now.
Yeah, I'm
It's
always
like-
baffled when studios make the choice to release a sequel 10, 15 years after
Yeah.
the, you know, first film came out or the second film. It's like, why? Did somebody ask
Yeah.
for this? Nobody wanted this, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you go into your room with all these movies and you're like, hey, what about this one? And you pull this off the shelf. It's like you don't have anything better to do.
Yeah.
It's like you don't
Yeah.
need to release a movie.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. You know, and I guess a lot of the times what is happening, it's more ownership of film rights.
Yeah.
What they do is they
True.
make a movie so
True.
they don't lose the ownership
True.
of the rights of the film. So
Yeah.
when you ask yourself, why are they making this? You know, we didn't. Nobody asked for this.
Yeah.
It's simply so that they don't lose the ownership because it's
True.
up. You know, it's
Exactly with Fantastic Four, a perfect
yes,
example.
a perfect
Oh, yeah.
example.
Forced to,
Yes,
forced to make crap.
exactly.
And that's what you
Yes.
end up with.
So I did see Rush Hour 3, not in cinema though, like I did with the second one. I actually saw the first one on VHS. Because oddly enough, like back when I was in secondary school, we used to have our movie days, so somebody used to bring a VHS at the
Oh,
time.
you had that too. We had
Yeah.
that too. It's always a horror movie though. It's always a horror movie.
I remember like, oh, we have Rush Hour. Oh shit, now I need to watch Rush Hour. We had fun with
Yeah,
that.
the
Second
indie
one,
club used to do that to raise money.
yeah, second one, so it in cinema, everybody was cracking up. We just had so much fun. But the third one, I look at it, I was like, I don't know, I just not feeling it, right? So I saw it actually on DVD, forgot about it, and then, well, leading up to this review here, I rewatched it just to answer that question why I don't remember that much. And yes, it is forgettable. Yes, it does feel
I
bloated.
remember nothing.
Yeah, I don't
It's
remember
a
anything.
blank. If I was to have to be like on Jeopardy right now, I was going home.
Yeah.
It's a blank. Rush Hour 3 is a complete blank for me.
And that's why I
Yeah.
think the studios have to understand what is comedy in 1998.
Yes.
It's not the same comedy in
Yes,
2007.
definitely.
Exactly.
Everything changes, the
definitely.
market changes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to embrace the market and move
Yes.
with that style of comedy.
Yes.
Yeah, and good thing I bring up the release of the first film because yes, you could play. Oh, it's 9 years later, guys. So let's see this comedic duo team up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had to run into a risk now that your audience has grown up. We've seen
Yes.
much
Yeah.
superior
And,
action
and
films
our
over
sense
that
of
years.
humor would change over
Yeah.
time, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the same fart jokes and pratfalls and whatever is not gonna work on the audience that really is going to see this.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you bring up that too, because yes, they do play off the same beats from the first film, which is,
Right.
oh, you're Chinese, I'm black. You're Chinese, I'm black. I'm gonna make a Chinese joke. I'm gonna make a black joke.
Yes.
And it's like they just all fell flat. There was one joke about Iranians or something, I think so, and it just fell completely flat. Chris Tucker really did try though, but Jackie clearly, you could see it in his face, just did not want to be in this movie. You know, it's just like, I'm done with this. And I'll just go a little segue here because like in China, for example, Hong Kong, for example, people didn't really find the movies to be that entertaining as much, you know.
Right.
It was more like, well, we siding with Jackie, right? So who is this loud-mouthed black man insulting
Right.
Jackie?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, you know, Jackie Chan kind of looked at it like, well, you know, it's all these jokes aimed at me, but I don't really feel it. I don't really get these jokes. I don't
Right.
really think they work. That's why he more resonated with the Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights films, because
Yeah.
here he could do a period piece for one, and then he could
Right.
really pay tribute to guys like Charlie Chaplin and Harold
Yes,
Lloyd.
he's one
And
of
he
his
did a lot of
heroes,
those
yeah.
things here, you know.
Yeah.
But this one is just like, well, the joke is I'm Asian. That's the
Yeah.
joke. Ha 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 ha.
Because for Jackie, if you look at his body of work, and because Charlie Chaplin is such a huge influence on him, his idea of comedy is physical pratfalls.
Yes.
Everything, you know, is like, oh, okay, ooh, I'm falling backwards, and here's this ladder, and the guy happened to stick his foot through, so I twist it, and that's his kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I will admit I'm not a Jackie Chan fan because I used to find, growing up, I thought his style of martial arts was too much of a playful thing.
Oh, like
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought
I
it was
could see
just,
that.
it was always silly, you know, a guy's
Yeah.
foot gets stuck in a bucket and he pulls it and the guys end up in a split. And I didn't like it. I just thought it was just dumb. And that's why I gravitated towards Jet Li.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I understand that that was his sense of humor. He thought pratfalls
Yeah.
was funny because he grew up watching Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
So I could understand how Asian cinemas would find Chris Tucker's style of humor to be insulting to Jackie.
Yeah.
And therefore they wouldn't relate to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And American audiences who have been more used to Chris Tucker's,
Yeah.
you know, wild antics would more laugh along with him.
Yeah.
Which is true with the first movie. So Jackie plays the character of Detective Inspector Lee. Or is it Inspector Detective Lee? I'm not too sure. He is a cop basically in Hong Kong, and in the intro he's trying to bring down this smuggling ring called Juntao, right? And on the last day of British rule in Hong Kong, he meets his superior, Han, who becomes a consul basically in the United States. So upon arrival to the States now, and while Han is handling his business, his daughter is kidnapped by at least one of the members of Juntao, and basically Han calls on Lee to come down to help him out. While all this is going on, we are introduced to James Carter, who is played by Chris Tucker, and he pretty much is hired by the FBI to keep an eye on Jackie, you know?
yeah.
Because like they don't want this thing to be this big international incident, and they don't know like the LAPD for some reason. You know, they call them like the worst police force in America for some reason. I'm not too sure, but anyway, so
I think during that time it was kind of cool to hate on the LAPD due to
right,
the
right,
riots
the
and all of
riots and
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like back in 90. Anyway,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so Carter has to basically keep his
Babysit.
eyes, babysit Lee, but Lee is just determined to find Han's daughter. And that's pretty much what it is. It's just a simple premise. And then, of course, who is Juntao? That's the big underlying question. Who is this big criminal organization? And, well, just jumped into review. When you realize who it is, it's like, oh my God, it's a white man. Wow, why didn't...
How surprising.
How surprising. Like, wow, you know, it was like telegraph right there. Just, well, we going into spoilers here, so...
Spoilers for a 20-year-old movie.
Yeah, spoilers for a 20-year-old movie. I mean, if
Yeah.
you guys haven't seen it, well...
Shame on you.
Shame on you,
Yeah.
right?
And it's because you don't want to.
Yeah.
After 20 years.
So, I will not lie, right? I'm forgetting the actor's name. I was like, use the villain. I just watched his face, it's like, a toast. I was like,
Bad
it's
guy.
you, eh?
Yeah.
It's you. Also, I remember the soundtrack really being a standout. One of the big songs was Jay-Z's "Can I Get Her?" Well, this is the
Right.
edited version, of course.
Right.
And there's a really funny scene with Chris Tucker. It still holds up to this day where he's doing the
Yes.
Yeah.
to that song, and I always thought that was like a great moment as well.
Nobody likes you. You came all the way over here for nothing. You ain't gonna be on.
Beach Boy.
Oh hell no. You didn't just touch my goddamn radio.
The Beach Boys are great American music.
The Beach Boys gonna get you a great ass whooping. Don't you ever touch a black man's radio, boy. You can do that in China, but you can get your ass killed out here, man. show you real music. Yeah, that's real music. You hear that?
You ain't gotta be rich, but bump that. Help won't get around on your hush pass. So I put this on your mustache. Can you afford that? My fellas reppin' this.
Now, can you do that to the Beach Boys? Can you do that to the Beach Boys? Hell no.
At the time when this came out, you know, this was in the late 90s, and by that time we've already, you know, Hollywood has already kind of dabbled with the body cop genre as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, you know, if you're doing comedy, then eventually you have to do an action film, right? That was the trend.
Yes.
So with Chris Tucker, this was his time to do that.
Yes.
He's done comedies, and he was in Jackie Brown as well, so he knows how to do comedy and, you know, serious moments as well.
When did Fifth Element come out, by the way?
It came out in 97.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot. How can I forget about that movie? Come in Dallas! You know? That was a movie, right? That was a
I know
product of
people
itself.
find that character annoying, but I still think he's very funny in
No,
that
I-
movie.
Yeah,
it's
he
true to
brought
Chris
that-
Tucker. That
yeah.
was Chris
He
Tucker.
brought so much humor
Yes,
into that
because
movie.
the movie had been so action heavy and so serious up to
Right.
the point of his
And weird.
introduction. And weird in a good way.
Yeah, in a very
and
good way.
I don't know. I just, when I saw him, I was like, you know, and the thing about the character is he's so gender fluid. Then you
Yeah,
don't really
true.
know what's
True,
going on
true.
with him, you know.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that
and
character.
if you wouldn't introduce him in Friday, you introduce him in Fifth Element.
Yes.
Yes,
Those were
yes.
your two
Absolutely,
choices.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Another actor who appears in it, since we also mentioned Quentin Tarantino, is the lead great Chris Penn. He
yes.
was in Reservoir Dogs. He had a
Yes.
great
Right.
performance in that. And here, well, he kind of starts off being like, at first I thought he was like a snitch actually, but he was like selling C4 or some kind of thing. So like there's a little subplot involved in that. And just getting into that though, one thing about this movie here with Chris Tucker, we'll talk about Jackie Chan a bit. What I like though is that you do see Chris's real Michael Jackson worship, you know? Like in the
Yes.
first Friday movie, you saw him doing the whole shamon kind of dance.
Yes.
With
Yeah.
this one, you see him do the dance after he stops Chris Friend,
Yeah.
and he's dancing to what is another part of me, which is from the Bad album.
Yes.
Love that album, by the way.
In his stand-up comedy,
Yes.
he made it clear that there's no other Michael Jackson.
Yes.
He could be the next Michael Jackson.
And even if you listen to the voice, it's almost like
Yes,
you're going
that
for like a
high pitch,
you're
yeah.
going for
Yeah.
an kind of
Idolizes
voice.
him.
Yes.
Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like that though.
Yeah.
So yes, at the time when it came out, yes, it was. When you look at it now, it is a standard body cop movie. You know what I mean? It's not too heavy on action. What I mean, like compared to some like Lethal Weapon, like the
Lethal
Lethal
Weapon.
series.
With
Yeah.
all the big devastating
Yeah.
action,
Yeah.
how it's
And
blowing
how
up.
R-rated and how visceral the violence was. This one, it's safe. You know, it's plain, it's normal. It's not that will disturb you or take you out of the movie.
What was your rating for this?
This was PG-13. You know, so
right.
it's safe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even right now to the kidnapping of the girl, like I thought would have been a little bit more intense
That's
and
more
more violent.
traumatic, yeah.
And traumatic is just like, well, she got kidnapped. She kick a man,
Yeah.
and all right, well, that
Well,
wasn't
I
that
think
bad.
it works to balance the two stars because
Yeah.
you have Jackie Chan who doesn't really do R-rated stuff to begin with,
True.
Yeah.
and then you have Chris who doesn't really have the background in action to say he would be doing these believable action sequences. Because
Yes.
you take a character like Chris Tucker and you tell me he's an action star, I'm not gonna believe
No,
you.
you're not going to
Yeah.
believe
You know,
that.
so
Yeah.
I think that's where they found that balance of okay, we're gonna make this PG-13. We're gonna lighten up on some of the violence
Yeah.
because of who these two characters are.
Yeah.
You know.
Because it's not a Mel Gibson.
Exactly,
It's not a Lethal
yeah,
Weapon.
yes,
So
yeah.
to give us that type of violence with Jackie Chan,
Yes,
you're going to lose
exactly,
the
you would-
audience
yes,
rather than
yes.
gain a new audience.
Yes.
You know, as you know, we as we talk about Chris Tucker movies, we forgot one. And the reason why we forgot about it is
Charlie.
because, yes, that one, Money Talks. I don't remember Money Talks that much. Like, I don't know, for me, like, it wasn't bad, but it just
I
never
do
stuck to me
remember
at
I don't know
all.
much about it
Um,
in my brain either.
I do remember it, funny enough, because I think it's, I like Chris Tucker's performance in it.
He was the standout in that whole
And
show.
Charlie plays the straight man,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird, you know, but I don't know, maybe that's why I remember it. It's definitely not the most likable Chris Tucker character though,
Right.
because he is very much a thorn in Charlie's side
Yes.
through the entire movie. So, you know, like, I do remember my favorite line being, he comes out dressed in one of Charlie Sheen's suits, and Charlie's like, you know, is that my clothes? He's like, don't be mad at me because I look better than you in your own shit. And I just always remember that thing because I use that line sometimes. But yeah, the movie itself was not that good. The last action sequence, the final sequence is pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I remember about it.
But yeah, that was a R-rated action comedy, right?
Yeah.
More comedy action.
And a lot more
whatever you wanna
raunchy for the comedy and stuff like that.
call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for a movie like this, you know, Rush Hour being PG-13, of course, real people would have gone to see it, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
because they have that core audience right there. So now for Jackie Chan. What I liked about his performance here, well, one, aside from the fact that we did have to wait a pretty long while for him to come to the States, like in the film, I think it's like about 15 or 20 minutes, but it really does feel long compared to how you introduced him in the opening, and then there's this long gap of time before he even comes off that plane, you know, to meet Chris Tucker. But let's talk about that plane scene for a bit. It has some of the most memorable lines in the film, you know, like,
I'm Detective Carter. Do you speak any English? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Put your bag in the back. Put your bag in the back. No. You put your own shit in the back.
that back and forth between the two of them I thought was great. Because Jackie's all like smiling and all like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I love that when he tries to escape from Chris Tucker's character, and
Right.
then
Put the gun down. Put the gun down. I ain't playing with you, man. You think I'm playing with you?
Don't move. Drop your guns.
Hey, man. Look, FBI.
I'm policeman. I'm just showing him how to take a gun from a suspect.
I got where Jackie Chan was coming from, where it's like, well, I just like to see people who on shit talk a lot, you know?
Yeah.
That just gets me, I just laugh at that, you know?
Just like, you like to talk, so go ahead.
Yeah,
and
so
talk.
go ahead and talk, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I like how determined Detective Lee was, you know? It was just all about finding that girl because they had that friendship, you know, even when
That
they were
bond.
back in Hong Kong. With Jackie Chan, I thought that, you know, the physicality that he did in it was pretty good. It wasn't as over the top as, say, like the stuff that he did in the 80s, but,
Right.
you know, it was a good little
How
showcase of what he
old
did.
would Jackie have been in Rush Hour? In his 40s, 50s?
I would say
Late
probably
40s?
late 30s
Yeah, I would think he
or
was in his
40s.
30s because he's 50 something now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's 50 something now, so maybe early 40s for Rush Hour?
I don't know, you know.
No, I don't think so.
I think
I
30s?
don't- Yeah, I think so.
Because he's
I
been in
think
cinema
30s.
so long, I'm
Yes.
like, how old
Yeah.
is Jackie Chan, you know?
Because
Yeah.
when he broke into mainstream Hollywood, he was in his 30s, I think. I think he was early 30s.
Right.
He was young.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was young.
And
I
he's
don't know
in
why
business for
I
years,
just, you
so.
know, if we see him since we were kids,
Yeah,
so you tend
so
to think,
expect to
yeah,
see
it
him
happens
being
to
an
me with
older
Drew
person.
Barrymore
Yeah.
because of how
Yeah.
she was in
Yeah.
E.T. and I'm like, and then I'm like,
True.
wait, Drew Barrymore is my age, so it's like, no,
Yeah.
you know, she's young, she's quite young, you know.
The race joke. So we had to talk about race. Well, at least the I don't want to say racism, but just race in this film, right?
I think
Because-
prejudice might be a better word, or should I say like
or stereotypes.
stereotypes?
Yeah.
That's the
Stereotypes
word I'm
are
looking
right.
for.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for. Stereotypes.
Because like look at it now. The jokes are admittedly kind of dated, but it's just the banter between the two that
Yeah.
make it still kind of
Yeah, it
entertaining. You know?
works.
Still
works,
humorous,
yeah.
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 Because just right off the bat, it's just like, why are they deal with this chunking cup? You know what I mean? Why are
Yeah.
they deal with this guy? You don't understand, you don't speak no English, you know, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff now.
Yeah.
And Jackie knows this stuff, so he's just kind of like, whatever, I don't care, you know. But just seeing those early moments with the two of them together is just like, all right, the racial humor is kind of funny. Like back in '98, it would have been uproariously hilarious, but now it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, product of its time.
Yeah.
But I do like how eventually they grow into each other, how they become, you know, friends eventually. Like that, like the stakeout scene, for example, where they were outside the restaurant, and how that
Yes.
leads into
Yeah.
them singing "War."
Let me show your goofy ass how to do this. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Huh. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Come on.
You know,
Yeah.
we like just that little moment together. I
Yeah.
thought that was great, you know, and then you know they just started to work together. Yes, they do bicker off and on, and I mean that's part of the chemistry. They always bicker for everything. They always bicker, and whether it's to escape some bad guy, whatever it is, they always bicker, right? But they always had that kind of rapport between each other. I love that about that.
And as you're saying, it is a product of the time because most of these body cop movies, that is the framework.
Yes.
Lethal Weapon, Bad
Yes.
Boys, you name it.
48 Hours,
Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
That is the bickering. That is the body cop method.
I remember James Belushi and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Red Heat.
Red Heat,
that
and
they had
film.
that whole, because they had that whole communism thing with Americans always looking at
Communism
Russians
versus
as
capitalism.
commies. So, and then you have Russians looking at Americans as wasteful, everything is capitalism. So you had that, and then of course, they bond and would being badasses. So it's like, you're right, that was always the framework,
Yeah. And speaking of the formula itself, yes, it is rather formulaic. So you see it more with Carter, right? Whereas it's like, I don't want a partner. I don't want to be involved with no partner. I like to work alone. You always have that couple that does that, right?
I want to work alone.
Yeah, and they do play off that as well. But look at it, that was like, it is part of the mold, so you have to take it as is. What is pretty kind of interesting though is that like the villain itself, like once you see who it is, it's not like say like a Lethal Weapon character or villain, where the villains were all up in your face and you had to see just how brutal they were. Whether they did the deeds themselves or they hired people to do it, but it's just like, he's just a guy behind the shadows. I like that aspect about it where Junto, whatever it is, was this white guy and it wasn't just this triad group that people were fearing over the years now. So I like that. But still I felt that as a villain, he was just kinda in the background, he didn't really do much. Didn't really have that much of a presence, just as a rich British man and I know more than you and that's how I could get away with what it is I wanted.
I mean, that was basically our villains growing up. It was always just this dude who was either excessively violent or really powerful, and it was always about more power, more violence. It's not like the villains we get now, because we've demanded, hey, we want villains that actually, So now we get to know our villains that we actually fallen in love with.
Now we actually want villains that we could like.
Yes.
We don't just want a villain for having a villain.
Even if we don't agree with what they're doing, we understand where it's coming from.
We want depth, so we want to understand.
Yes.
That's it.
And I felt that motivation-wise, there wasn't really much in it. It's just,
it's money.
You stole my priceless artifacts in Hong Kong, and now I want it back. So I'm going to kidnap your daughter and strap C4 to her so I can get my stuff back.
And if you want to get technical, it's not yours to begin with.
Exactly. Like, what was the point?
Colonizing behavior once again.
However, though, the actor, I forgot his name, the Asian guy, I thought that he had great presence as a villain. And he was the one who's calling the shots, he was calling the FBI and saying, well, meet me at this point. And he had more presence than the British guy. He could have been the villain, but I guess at the end of the day, you have to have somebody bigger in power, you know what I mean? So you can't just have this henchman.
It's like a video game, you have your semi-boss and then you have the real boss that you have to meet. And sometimes that boss is harder than the actual final boss.
And the thing with the writing is, it was just all about getting Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker on screen together.
That's the thing,
about who the villain was.
Exactly.
They really didn't care.
The action scenes, I thought were well handled. I mean, we could bash Brett Ratner for the stuff he's done later on. But when it comes to, just doing action scenes, he did a great job here. I mean, the way how they shot, the way how they lit and all that kind of stuff, they made some great moments. One scene though, a little off about, and that is the pool hall scene where Jackie says,
"What's up, my nigga?" What did you just say? What's up, my nigga?
I felt like, yes, I know we using racial humor here, but I felt that was like a really kind of shitty way to get a fight scene to start though. Just like, well, we just needed something really funny, to get this ball rolling. So let's just play off of Chris saying to everybody, "What's up, my nigga?" before he meets his cousin, and then have Jackie say it. But to me, it's something that I imagine if Jackie himself would look at it now, he'd be like, "Why did I do this?
Why did I do that?
Why? This is so dumb."
On one hand, it makes sense because a lot of Asians, how they're exposed to black people, it's through movies, it's through stereotypes.
Yes.
Right? So they may not know that that's not acceptable to say or do. On the other hand, his delivery, because his English is so poor,
Right.
it comes across very cringeworthy when you hear him say
What's
it.
up,
Yeah.
my nigga?
There's way too much emphasis on
True.
the word
That's a
itself.
very good point, yeah.
And because of that, it doesn't work. It falls because of that. I understand what they were going for, but at the end of the day, I agree with you guys. You could needed to find another way. Maybe after you hear him say it, you'd be like, somebody should have stopped and said this doesn't work.
Yeah,
You know?
even the editors, when they go to
Yeah.
the editing room, they could have been like, you know what,
Yeah.
maybe we need some reshoots.
Yeah.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
figure something
I
out.
even read some trivia where apparently this is the first time Jackie was not dubbed in an American movie.
Oh,
because
okay.
he's
Yeah.
very aware that his English is not good,
Mhm.
and he's usually dubbed. And Brett Ratner convinced him not to do it because he felt it would feel more authentic to hear him
Right.
speak.
Right.
And it does,
It does,
you
it
know.
does feel, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like somebody should have jumped up and said, "Listen, guys, this doesn't work."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Last thing's last, I'll say before, well, if you guys have anything more to say about the movie, was Chris Tucker himself. Like, I thought that character-wise, it was a great character. Like,
Yeah.
at first I thought he was going to be, because the way how they introduced him, just this loud-mouthed guy, like, from the word go, man is just, like, high-pitched, talking loud, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
From beginning to
Yeah,
end.
from beginning to end, yes. So I was like, okay, is this guy going to get on my nerves? Like, did I remember him getting on my nerves when I first saw it? But I like that they gave him just a little bit of depth, not too much, because I mean,
Yeah, there's a little edge to
Yeah,
the
there
character,
was, yeah.
and
Yeah.
you do get a sense that, like Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop, he's using it as a way to disarm his enemy. That loud
Yes.
mouth over the
Yeah.
top, because they don't take you. Nobody takes you seriously until you throw that first punch or whatever.
of course, yeah.
Right.
So I do see, like, I agree with you. It's a memorable character, and I think I could compare him to Axel, in that
Right.
you're using this as a way to catch people off guard.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so much that you're just this annoying like Roman in Fast and Furious. I
Yeah.
find him completely annoying, and I cannot stand that character anymore. So it's like the less I get of him, the better.
And you're getting less in every movie.
Because
Ah, yes.
it's annoying, and it's like, please shut up. We get
It's
it.
like, how many times are we going to use this
Yes.
hungry joke? It's like,
Yeah,
give it
it's
a
Really
like-
rest.
hungry.
Yeah, we get it. You have no class. That's your character. Whatever, you know.
But I like the little, backstory they give him with his daddy was a cop and, that stuff. I love the back and forth where it's like, my daddy was a better cop than you.
Yes,
Yeah.
That was nice.
I
That was really
actually,
nice.
that is one of my favorite
My daddy
scenes in
beat
that
the
whole
shit out of
movie.
your
Yes.
daddy.
It's so
What you talking about, my
stupid. It's just so stupid, but it works.
Yeah, and the reason why he does not want or doesn't welcome the idea of having a partner, I thought that was cool. So there is, a bit of a character growth and development there. Same thing with Jackie as well, because he wants to do the job alone. From the intro, he's done some by himself. But it's like, all right, I really had to work with this loud-mouthed fool here.
Yeah.
But then eventually it's like, well, yeah, he's the only person that kind of have a back though. So,
Yeah.
all right. So all in all, though, while it doesn't really break new ground in terms of the buddy cop movie or the action movie, it is still it's still a decent film to watch. It's a product of its time, clearly it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
it
if you
is.
go into it like, remember that movie back in '98 and how fun it was. Yeah, you'll enjoy it for that reason alone. But it's not like breaking new ground and doing something totally new or inventive. But having the two of them together, and that's the last thing I'll say. They actually do make a really good on-screen team though. Believe
Yeah.
it or not.
Yeah.
The movie
Yeah.
on the whole, it doesn't break new ground, but for each actor, it probably breaks new ground for their careers.
Yes.
We can look at it that
Yes,
way. But to say
yeah.
the movie on the whole, well, we've seen it over and
Yes.
over.
Of course,
We've
yeah.
seen the formula before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts about Rush Hour?
No, it is a memorable movie,
Yeah.
and I can't deny that. And I don't want to say it paved the way for anything, but when you look back to 1998, if you say you remember that movie from 1998, it won't jump to you. But if you say Rush Hour, or you say what do you remember Chris Tucker for,
Yes.
you would
Yes.
say Rush Hour.
True.
Not necessarily Jackie Chan,
Yes.
but you would say that about Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess he faded as time passed, but that was probably the highlight of his career.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a product of its time. I think me back in 1998 would give it a 10 out of 10. I would think it was the most awesome thing that came out that year. But me now looking back at it, it's like a 6 out of 10 for me. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
just
Yeah,
right.
it's just fine.
Yeah.
I would give it a light 4 to 5. Like I would have given it
Yeah.
a 3.5. But I think this one was the best
Yeah.
in trilogy. So give it that
Yeah.
extra star, man. I mean, so like for me. What will you rate this movie now?
I would probably give it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Okay.
when you think about it now, it's like
Think about it now. That's why you see. I agree.
yeah,
I
when
agree.
you think
For
about
me,
it
it's
now,
like a 6.
and I
yeah.
rewatched it.
Right.
I was
yes.
like, you know, it was fun back then, but now
Mhm.
does it hold up with what cinema is now?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and it's ironic because movies like say, like I would say, the first Lethal Weapon actually stands out way more than
Yes.
than
First
First
Rush
No,
Hour.
Rush Hour.
something
Yeah.
Tim just said to compare it to cinema. No, I wouldn't do that to the movie.
Mm.
But for me, if I can sit down, like Hitchcock's Psycho is a movie that I rewatched as an adult because the last time I saw it, I was a child. I had cool parents like that. And,
Cool parents indeed. Yes.
and I was blown away by this movie that came out how many eons ago, and to me it was fantastic even as an adult. So that's what I get. For me
Right.
to rewatch a movie, if you can get me to feel exactly the same way,
Yes.
like when we talked about
Yes.
Dark Knight, and I was like, this
Yes.
damn thing is just as good as when we first saw it. I don't feel that way about Rush
Yeah,
Hour.
Rush Hour.
I don't know.
and
Yeah.
even Friday, if we rewatch Friday now, I'm
Mm.
sure you're going to be entertained.
Yeah,
You're going to tell
I
yourself,
I love Friday, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is a product of its time as
Yeah.
well, you know.
And one of the things you have to keep in mind is you saw the movie in '98 when Chris Tucker and stand-up Comedy Central, the channel,
Yes.
was a big deal.
Yeah.
So everybody was overwhelmed. They wanted more of Chris Tucker back then. So whereas back then it would be a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
when you really think about it in retrospect, they probably really didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Lastly, just want to mention it as well too. Well, I mean, it's a shame that we can. It's a shame that I forgot about it because it's just such a forgettable show. Why was there a Rush Hour TV series? Like, you know, was there a need for it? Like, I
Who
understand.
was in it?
like-
You brought this up,
Was
and
there
I am
a
like,
need to bring it up?
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the reason why. Because we keep mentioning Lethal Weapon, and yes, there is a series right
Yes,
now.
that I have my
not
issues with,
seen it,
but we will talk about that
people say it's
some other time.
good. I mean, I still really like Damon Wayans, but that other guy.
No, it's good,
Mm-hmm.
but what went down with that other guy, as far as I am concerned, putting aside the actor,
Mm-hmm.
the character, what he did with Riggs is phenomenal.
True.
Riggs is why I watched the Little Weapon television series.
Mm-hmm.
So to know that character is gone, and they're bringing in somebody like Sean William Scott, who I have nothing against. Is
Sean
it
William Scott?
Yes. They're
For
bringing
real?
him
Yeah.
in. It is too similar a character to Muto.
Right.
If you understand, like in my
Yeah,
eyes, they're too similar because this is some guy who Riggs was this unstable, suicidal guy going through all these emotions. Very well played out by the actor. I can't remember his name right now. I think it's Chase something. And now you bring me this character who you're telling me, I read the synopsis, and they're saying this is a Zen-like character who abhors violence, but you know he will do
Yeah.
what he has to do.
Really?
Really?
Really,
Isn't
yeah.
that Murto all
Yeah.
over
You
again?
need the opposites.
Yeah,
That's
need
what
the
it is
opposite.
about.
That's
That is
how
what it's
these
about.
things work. That's how these body cop shows
Yeah.
work. You need that opposite. So nothing against Sean William Scott. I think he was awesome in this movie, this hockey movie, where he plays this really violent hockey player.
What movie was that
I'm trying to
again?
remember because
I can't remember
the goon, I think it's called a goon.
I can't remember.
It's like the person on the hockey team whose job it is to beat up the other people.
Yeah.
I love that premise.
Yeah, he's good in it. But he always pops up as Stifler in your mind.
Of course, yeah.
So-
and Rundown. With
Yeah. Yeah,
the Rundown with the Rundown.
I'm
That's
just
how I picked
really
him, those two.
dissatisfied with this whole Lethal Weapon thing. So I don't know if I'll keep watching because I just don't like the fact that Riggs is gone.
Right.
It's like, what is a little? That's like telling
Yeah.
me you're taking out, like when they took out Mulder, I stopped watching X-Files. Because how
True.
can you have Mulder, X-Files without Mulder and
He is
Scully?
X-Files.
Exactly.
Thank
He
you.
is the X-Files.
Right? If you
He-
took out
he's a
Sc-
springboard
they-
for it.
Gillian
Yeah.
Anderson is not coming back, so X-Files is done as far as I'm concerned. You
Yeah.
can't have one without the other. You can't
That's
have
right. That's right.
Murtaugh, not have
Yeah.
Riggs, and vice versa.
But yeah, I mean, the franchise is what it is. You can get it on Blu-ray right now. I have no intentions of buying it. But the first one to me still holds up. I mean, the second one is dumb fun, and the third one is just forgettable. Like by the time this video goes out, I'll already have forgotten what the third one was about. But all that aside, though, guys, have you seen the first Rush Hour? Do you think it still holds up? Did you like it the first time you saw it, or you saw it recently and think, yeah, it was alright, well, you know, the race jokes, But feel free to comment below and let me know what you thought about the movie. Guys, just wanna plug yourselves before we part ways.
Summer, you go first.
Oh,
Ladies
well,
first.
I'm MovieJunkie ForLife on YouTube, and you can find me on Stardust, where I do 30-second reviews. Same name, MovieJunkie, capital M, capital J.
See, this is the thing. 30 seconds, 3 minutes. My reviews is just like 5 minutes, just me rambling on. Well, you should see the show because. But anyway, Timothy, where can we find you online?
And you can find me at Trini Point of View or on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And give me a follow, give me a like, and comment as much as you want. You could even add a comment about the movie. Just comment. Let me get the algorithm moving.
Yeah, please do. So yes, folks, please show my guests here some love. We put in a lot of work here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video here. Feel free to let us know what you thought about Rush Hour, and don't forget to follow Summer and Timothy online as well. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share this video, and hit that notification bell. As well. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So once again, guys, this is Matthew and
Timothy.
and
Summer.
and like a wise man once told us.
Do